look at actual evidence of what ICE is actually doing. And the media won't say the truth. Instead, they're trying to pin ICE against the grandma immigrant who's just making sopapillas and homemade tortillas in the corner and babysitting her grandchildren. No, that is not what this is about. Tom Homan and company have said many times that he has said they're going after hardcore criminals. And yes, these criminals have been vetted. We're talking about the thing that the mainstream media won't touch. We're saying the quiet part out loud. There are ICE raids happening all over the country. And again, one of the main reasons is to look for these children. That is who they are after. Don't worry, it's all in the name of compassion, right? It's all in the name of compassion that 300,000 children are missing and they've just been forgotten. Never mind the children that have lost their lives due to these criminals. We're not worried about them, right? We're worried about Karen getting the social media post that she wants and the social media nod from her friends so that she's not considered a racist for caring about these 300,000 children. Make it make sense. Truth about these raids is that they are not random. They aren't random at all because people are tipping off people about where ICE is to hide the criminals. You're harming children by doing this. If you're doing this in the name of compassion, you're missing the mark here. You've missed the plot in the name of compassion. In the name of compassion, let's give a gold star to somebody who I never thought I'd be giving a gold star to. 2025 has just gotten so bizarro world, right? When Theo Vaughn is helping Trump win the presidency. And I mean, it's just a wild time to be alive. Am I right? And now I am really happy to say Dr. Phil knocked it out of the park with Jake Tapper, explaining exactly what ICE is actually doing because he's met with Tom Homan twice in the past week and he lives in LA. Watch.
Los Angeles officials just announced new charges stemming from protests that turned violent, protests against ICE raids. There with us now, Dr. Phil McGraw. You know him as Dr. Phil. He's the host of Dr. Phil Primetime on Merit TV, and he was in the Los Angeles ICE headquarters on Friday when those raids kicked off, and he also interviewed Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, both Thursday and Saturday in Los Angeles, so he has a unique view into all this. Dr. Phil, thanks so much for joining us. Your crews captured some footage from raids over the weekend. You were not embedded with agents, though, we should note. What did you learn about these raids as you were covering them behind the scenes?
Well, Jake, thanks for asking, and thanks for the coverage you guys are doing. Listen, I found out some things that I think were knowable, and I think some people are reporting and some are not. First off, this was a multi-agency operation. This wasn't just an ICE operation. The particular operation, I think, that has drawn all the attention did involve different agencies. The ICE was there, U.S. Marshals was there, FBI, the IRS was actually involved in this, ATF was there. Not all of the agencies were involved in every operation that went on, but there were multiple agencies involved. And this was pursuant to a search warrant. And you know that in order to get a search warrant, you have to present a lot of evidence to a federal judge who has to find probable cause to issue a search warrant. And that was done for a particular company that was alleged or suspected to be involved in criminal behavior. They were alleged to have undervalued their imports $80 million, underpaid tariffs $17 million, which involved the IRS.
Oh, that's just a little mistake. $17 million mistake, no biggie. It is so puzzling how they've gaslit millions of Americans into thinking that this is how we take care of people, because we're missing the mark and missing the children. If we just only focus on the children, but a lot of adults are being hurt by this as well. Dr. Phil is puzzled as well.
And the thing that really puzzles me in looking at this is I'm wondering, they're attacking agents on the street, FBI agents, police, ICE agents. They didn't pass these laws. These laws were passed, as you know, in the legislature by the officials that these people elected. Why are they not on Capitol Hill protesting there. If they want to change the law, change the law. But laws are not suggestions, and they're not optional. They have to, you're either going to enforce them or you're not.
Let me ask you, obviously there are a lot of violent criminals being picked up in these raids. There are some stories out there, you see them in the press, about ICE arresting undocumented migrants who otherwise have clean records, moms and dads, college kids, et cetera. California Republican Congressman David Valadao tweeted yesterday, quote, "I remain concerned about ongoing ICE operations throughout California and will continue my conversations with the administration, urging them to prioritize the removal of known criminals over the hardworking people who have lived peacefully in the valley for years," unquote. And we had a different Republican congressman on the show yesterday, Gonzalez of Texas, who said something similar: focus on the violent criminals. That's what everybody wants. What are your thoughts on that, having seen a number of these ICE raids from the inside?
Well, I've talked to President Trump about this and Tom Homan extensively, and they have three priorities. Number one was to close the border, and I think they have effectively done that. Number two was the worst first, to take the violent criminals, the gang members, MS-13, Tren de Agua, to get these violent criminals off the streets. And I don't think anybody wants those criminals on the street. And listen, when they go into, I've seen that they target these individuals. They're not going and doing just random sweeps, but they target these individuals. Now, when they go in to find these people in an apartment building or some area where there are a lot of others around, they're going to check who's around. If they go into an apartment, there's 8 people in there, and the target is in there, the dangerous criminal with the violent history, they're going to check who they're with. And if those people are illegal, they're not going to turn a blind eye to that. They're going to take those people into custody as well. And the third prong that they're focused on is finding the missing children. There are over 300,000, estimated 300,000 children that have just fallen through the cracks and gone missing once they cross the border. And some of them have found their way to families, but others have been pushed into prostitution and forced labor, and they need to be rescued. And when they're rescued, they need help. They need services, medical, psychological, sociological, to help them recover from the trauma and then reunited with their families. Those are their 3 top priorities.
On Saturday, you interviewed Tom Homan, and you were nice enough to let us use a clip. Let's play that clip now.
Do you put agents' lives in danger if you come in and inform the mayor of what you're getting ready to do?
Absolutely. These surprise operations is about officer safety, it's about community safety. Especially, as you said, in Sanctuary City, someone's going to be laying in wait. And terrible things will happen. It's a matter of time before one of our law enforcement officers take a life, or these radicals kill an officer.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says that not having a heads up makes it difficult to plan for law enforcement, for LAPD, to plan for protests that pop up in response to the raids. I'm not sure if you've had a chance yet to, and then this is obviously an ongoing story, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to talk to Mayor Bass or Governor Newsome to get their sense of the overall safety implications as these protests continue.
Well, one thing I am bothered about is, listen, I've known Karen Bass for a long time, and I think she is a very nice person. I know her well, and I think her heart's in the right place on most things, most of the time. I'm not comfortable with the things I've heard her say since this took place. I spent an hour with Governor Newsome a week ago, Monday, I believe it was, talking with him. Both of them have made it clear that they don't support what's going on here. If you tell them ahead of time, what are they going to do? They talk about the network of people sending out information, alerting people that ICE is in the neighborhood, where to go, how to hide, how to do different things that make their operation more dangerous, alerting people that they're coming. How can you tell them what you're going to do if they're not going to be supportive of it? These are 2 elected officials that took an oath to support the Constitution and to enforce the laws, but yet they don't seem, initially at least, to be doing that. Nobody questions the humanity of most of the people that have come across the border. That doesn't make them immune from the law. The law is not optional. It's not a suggestion. You either enforce it or you don't. And if you don't like the law, and if it's flawed, change it.
He absolutely torched Jake Tapper. Did you see Jake Tapper's soul leave his body? He's like, I don't even know what's happening to me anymore. And that's the truth that the media doesn't like to talk about. And that's why all the comments were probably turned off on the CNN channel. I'm surprised they even aired that interview, only because they never like to talk about that truth. That's what should be blasted all over the news, is because we have got to take care of these children. 300,000 children, everyone should be outraged by that alone. My message for the left, and again, I have family, friends, colleagues, clients that are on the left. And my message is, if you want really to be compassionate, which I am too, I care about the grandma making the tortillas or whatever it is. I care about the people who just want to come here and have a better life, and they aren't criminals. I realize that not all immigrants are criminals, especially the legal ones, but the best way is to make them legal. We have to have law and order. Otherwise, what's the point in having laws? Like Dr. Phil said, right? What is the point in having laws if they're just sort of willy-nilly, like you take it or leave it? Oh, good. The leftist lunacy has reached my hometown of Denver, Colorado. Every day it looks a little more like San Francisco with altitude. Swoop, the way that Jared Polis and what is that other frat guy's name from Vail? I can't. Those guys are too much. I'm sorry. Now they are rioting here in Denver, chanting F ICE because it's so charming and so peaceful, and hitting police officers with rocks. It's absolutely peaceful.
This video showing a large crowd and smoke was taken at 20th and Little Raven just minutes ago. At one point, you could see Denver police responding in full force to marches downtown after a protest at the state capitol. This video showing a large crowd and smoke was taken at 20th and Little Raven just minutes ago. At one point, you can see a marcher throw an object that looks to be a pepper ball back at police. We've seen at least one person detained tonight. Police also blocking the entrance to I-25 at Broadway so the marchers could not enter the interstate. And there's another large presence at Market Street and 20th. Breakoff groups from an earlier protest against immigration enforcement have grown more chaotic as the night has gone on. Denver police telling one of our crews that rocks and bottles were thrown at officers tonight near Coors Field.
You may have seen videos online of smoke. We called police to find out what it was, and their final report not available, so we do not know what was used as of yet.
Isn't that so peaceful? It's so like cozy and warm, isn't it? Oh, compassion.
No hate. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here. That's right. Immigrants are welcome here.
Adorable. I'm dancing to it. I like it. I agree. Legal immigrants are welcome here. We love immigrants. And yes, that's what America is founded on. But it's also founded on law and order. And the left always likes to say, America is founded on this. We're supposed to just not have any laws now. It doesn't even make sense. Or another left's famous argument is that it's really hard to become a citizen here. It's really hard to come and be here legally. Well, it's hard to do anything worth doing. That doesn't mean don't do it. That's like, I really want to be a doctor, but medical school is really hard. Instead, I just started doing brain surgery out of my garage. Is there a problem? This is the world we live in now, where we reward people who break the law, and we smear anybody with actual common sense who actually cares about all people's health and well-being. But with that, we realize there has to be healthy boundaries, law and order. Without it, we don't have a country. Honestly, their chant should be no hate, no fear, unless it's of America, law and order, people with basic common sense. That doesn't have as catchy of a rhyme, but it's more honest. This man genuinely thinks water doesn't put out fire, and we're trusting him. He thinks water doesn't put out fire, and ICE cannot round up criminals. Why? Because he and Karen Bass won't let them. Just like he won't let water put out fire. See the correlation? Common sense is missed on Gavin Newsome. Now he thinks ICE is not allowed to deport charged heinous criminals, felons, rapists, traffickers, drug dealers, those kind of folks, the warm fuzzy people that you're wanting to protect. Gavin Newsome hate Americans. And Gavin's all like, but ICE is mean. Sanctuary City is good. I'm going to go buy another pair of skinny jeans and call it a day. That was a great impression. You're welcome. At this point, what's next? He's going to tell us sunscreen causes cancer. Honestly, if Gavin Newsome ever does run for president, and God forbid he won somehow by gaslighting and brainwashing us all through AI and deep fakes, the only thing we would be deporting is common sense. And let me know, do you think if people really want to help immigrants and they don't like the policies, that they should go fight the legislation, not ICE, with rocks and other horrible things? Do you really think that these are peaceful protests when people are burning up cars and saying F ICE and burning the American flag? Let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things, because the more of us talking about this, the better. And if you are sick of watching this country get flipped upside down in bizarro world where Gavin Newsome is somehow the hero and ICE is the villain, then please do subscribe.